Julie joins me now. So good to see you in San Francisco. Who would have thought?
I know.
Who would have ended up in San Francisco? So pleased this is back.
I am as well. And it's all down to this amazing woman called Laura Good, who was a huge fan of the show. She's a writer.
Yeah.
And she works in production. She was a massive fan of the show and she was disappointed when it was cancelled. So she went to a production company in Canada and said, I think this thing's got legs. I think we could take it somewhere else.
Right.
Set it San Francisco because there was a code-breaking unit there.
I had no idea.
Another female, like Bletchley Park.
Yeah.
All the women did all the kind of, important work. And so she had this idea, and from that little idea grew this series. And then ITV supported it, Netflix supported it. BritBox is their first original production.
Right.
But ITV are showing it prime time, which is brilliant.
That's great.
And so it was
That's
just
amazing.
all came together.
It just shows you what somebody that's passionate about a show. That
I
they
know.
Can do
I mean,
that.
we were told about it, and then it looked like it might not happen.
So you could actually take this.
I think
anywhere.
you should take this idea to BritBox, definitely.
Was
Lorraine,
there not like a code-breaking circle in the Maldives that you could do
think
that?
There's one in the Caribbean.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It should be lovely.
definitely.
But it's great, and what I love about it, it's such good parts for women.
I know.
Such good parts.
I know. I mean, I get disheartened these days. I open my emails and I'm sent a script and there's part for maybe there's one really good female role who's the lead. They're usually under 40. There's hardly any women over the age of 50. So when we were sent this and we were able to recreate
It's a brilliant film about the women, particularly black women, who helped NASA during the space programme.
Yeah, Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures with doing the maths. It's a brilliant film. And again, these stories are it's amazing that all these years, decades later, that we're getting to hear these incredible stories.
Well, it was the same in San Francisco. There was a huge contingency of African-American women who were plucked from universities and stuff. But again, their story, it's very hard to do research because their story's not written down.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I know. So Crystal Bryant, who's brilliant in the show, she's African-American, so she's representing, I suppose, those women who were overlooked and ignored, yeah.
It's about time this story was told, it really is.
Yes.
You're going to be doing more Shetland as well.
We're doing more Shetland. We've just started, yeah.
Right. Good. I really enjoy that. People that love that really love it. It's one of those shows that you get, and you know the way that we do streaming and all that now.
Yeah.
And you've got to wait until the next week until you see it.
Yeah.
But somehow it makes it a bit more special in some ways.
And also, I think what they've been really clever is that they haven't just focused it on Shetland. It's based in Shetland, but they've taken it, like last year we went to Norway, there was a whole story with a thread there.
Yeah.
And then the show before that, they were in Glasgow, because it was a sort of gangland story.
Yeah.
So it's not too Shetland-centric, but you've still got that beautiful sthenery.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And just it is bleak, but it's beautifully bleak.
Yes.
And there is something very special about it.
It's got an atmosphere, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I bet you've done wonders for the tourism. People come into Shetland tours.
I think we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot because we're finding it very difficult to find accommodation. So if anyone in Shetland's listening...
and you've got a spare room...
That would be brilliant.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, isn't it? It really is. But the thing about you is you cannot pigeonhole you. It's impossible because we saw you in Benidorm having a laugh and doing it. That was a great comedy.
I loved
really
it,
is.
yeah.
But you can never say, oh, that's a Julie role, because you do absolutely everything. Conscious decision, though, I would have thought.
No, to be honest, it's not a conscious decision.
It's
just when I get sent the script and also with Benidorm, I hadn't done comedy for a long time.
Right.
And I was a fan of the show, and Darren's writing he writes brilliantly for women.
Sure.
And it was a great, big, broad comedy role that I hadn't done, and I had to spend like 100% of it in a swimsuit, but that was fine.
No, that's fine. That was you looked
Managed
fabulous.
To steal off the donut.
I have to say.
But yeah, I haven't planned it, but I've just been really lucky. And the older I get, though, the harder it is, I have to say. It just is. There's no doubt about it. The parts tail off. So I think what's really good these days is with all these movements, equal representation for actresses and acting your age and all these things that are representing women in the business. I mean, that's brilliant, and there's a huge sea change.
Yeah.
But really, it's down to the broadcasters and the commissioners to commission more.
And to get more women in those positions of power to so do.
Absolutely, because our stories are interesting. I mean, I don't know about you,
see it.
but my life is much more interesting now that I'm in my 50s than it ever was in my 20s or 30s.
Totally. Got loads more to see.
And we've got more to offer. And we look fabulous.
Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But that's the same for everybody. That's the same for everybody. Great to see you. Can't wait to see this. I think it's going to be fantastic. Thank you very, very much.